Alright, what is up everybody? Thank you for tuning in for episode 18 of Let's Nerd with Pathfinder Kingmaker. I'm just here looking at the alignment shifts which I touched on in the last episode on how I stated that good should be forced to Tristan. So I wanted to touch a little bit on the alignment and how it can shift. I've heard you can even shift the alignment of party members, maybe through quests or your dialogue with them. But I started as chaotic good, and I'm kind of starting to come down here a little bit towards neutral and a little bit towards neutral good. So let's go over what I did. So attempted to conclude an argument with bandits instead of fighting them. That was good. Offered to help Oleg Levitin in defending his trading post. That was lawful good. Told Lindsay your opinion on her freedom of speech, which was chaotic neutral. Told Svetlana that you like adventures that include defeating scoundrels, chaotic good. Complimented Amiri on her fighting skill, chaotic good. Tried to uncover Tartuccio's lies for kobolds, that's lawful good. Showed empathy to Keston, chaotic good. Persuaded the mites to stop torturing the kobold prisoner and release him, neutral good. Told Jaethar that you're not one to judge her, shifted to neutral. Told Jaethar that a life of pleasure is better than eternal in death, chaotic neutral. Here's a neutral evil, handed a companion over to the Technic League. I showed mercy to the kobold chief, which is neutral good. Told Octavia your opinion on releasing prisoners, chaotic good. Complimented Harem's worship of Grotus, lawful evil. Told Ragangar your opinion on his methods, which was chaotic evil. Asked Might Queen to show mercy toward his mites as they were accused of stealing relic falsely. I should say kobolds, but that's chaotic good. Suggested you share half the moon radish you dig out with the kobolds, lawful good. Avoided bloodshed and left bandit leader Kressel alive, was neutral good. So I'm doing mostly neutral good. Told Kressel you showed mercy to her because you don't want any unnecessary violence, neutral good. Released Jihad selflessly, neutral good. Approved of Jihad's vigilantism, chaotic neutral. That's kind of a crazy choice. Destroyed the sinister swamp idol, lawful good. Left the locked owlbear caged so it would help to fight the stag lord. That should say unlock the owlbear cage, that was neutral. Told the stag lord his childish sufferings are not an excuse for his crimes, chaotic good. Hurried to investigate the report of strange troll activity, that's lawful neutral. Stated that good should be forced, chaotic good. So they could shift based on your choices, and you make a lot of them. So that's pretty cool. But in this episode, more importantly, we're going to head out to investigate the Gnarl Marches. And I could have sent Keston probably to do this, or someone else. But what day of the month is it? It's the 1st. So I'm wondering if I should really... I'm thinking about waiting on my buildings to be built, but that's a little bit too much time. If there are reports of trolls, we have to get out here and do this. So we successfully defeated Bald Hilltop in the last episode. Oh, Bakken's a ways away. How long would this take? A day and 2 hours, a day back. Question, ideas. Bridge over the Gudrun River. Candlemere Tower. Well, Bakken is a day journey north and a day's trip back to become the court alchemist. Well, I saved, so let's go ahead and make this decision. Just avoid these random bombs on the street. Oh, my mouse is double clicking without my permission. Alright, so I got some tomato juice I'm enjoying.
I need to catch my breath.
Something happening in the kingdom. Troll sightings. Bands of marauding trolls have been seen throughout the region. The people are frightened and beg for protection. So once he's done with troublemakers, which is 1 day, we will send him after the troll sightings. So trolls have definitely been spotted in the area. It's not just a rumor.
I feel tired.
If your kingdom is destroyed, the game will be over. So we don't want those trolls getting too close to the kingdom, killing off peasants and stuff like that. The mic is not pointing towards me, but whatever, it's omnidirectional. Let's go talk to Bakken. Get him to become our court alchemist.
I'll go ahead.
Hello, old man. Bakken smiles at you. Oh, it's you. Want to buy anything? Bakken, how would you like to become my court alchemist? The old man peers at you with an inquisitory squint. A court alchemist? Me? That'd be a first. Bakken finally sighs and waves his hand. Gah, fine. Come what may, you've been kind to me. Killed those damn spiders and brought an old man some berries. I'll work for you. Just one thing though, I need a new laboratory, some place to keep all my bottles and ingredients. A workshop, yes. And as for me, don't you worry, I'll do my part. Build a workshop for Bakken in the outskirts. So I don't think our travel time is diminished because we're fatigued just yet. If we get heavily fatigued, we have a shared stash at Oleg's too, so I picked a bad time to start the episode because I have to go to the bathroom. But the show must go on. So let's see, will it take another day and 2 hours to get back to the kingdom? Yep.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
Stop soon, Amiri. Alright, so something happened in the kingdom. We got a troubleshooter achievement, so it must have went well. You have met an artisan, a special character who can craft equipment for you, from tough armor and powerful weapons to magic jewelry and scrolls. You will find one in every region of the Stolen Land. Some of them arrive to you on their own, and others can be found in settlements. Having your own artisan is troublesome and expensive, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to help a particular artisan or not. Every artisan you meet will ask you for a favor. As soon as you fulfill the request, a workshop blueprint will appear in the settlement. An artisan with a workshop receives payment from the treasury and crafts weapons or armor for you either at your request or of their own accord. Each artisan you hire will eventually request your help in creating a special item. Complete their special quest to unlock a masterpiece, an extraordinary piece of gear. The artisan will inform you that they're prepared to start working on a masterpiece and ask you to stop placing specific orders in the meantime. So we found Bakken and Casil had success. Guards and soldiers managed to capture the instigators before the region fell to rebellion. Well done. Requires 28 days to solve. Jod side is dealing with weed, trying to come to a proposal for cooperation with merchants from Absalon. I will be right back. Alright, and I'm back and wired for sound here, so dealing with two different wires. We got the wires for the headphones, wired for my mic, using my studio recording mic, just this little clip-on jobby here. Alright, so I guess even though it takes 28 days to solve, it needs a +6. It's a favorable roll. We should get him working on that. So far the trolls haven't done much. So I have to come back to the capital. We didn't get slowed down. Now we're slowed down, I think. Let's enter Matthiasdale, which I may still change the name of. A serious bill. Let's actually name it Sirius, after the star Sirius. I think that'd be cool. I cannot get this mic to point at me no matter what I do. Let's go off to this.
Have a moment of respite?
We may, as soon as I do some things. I hope my Baron skills aren't influenced by lack of sleep. So, we've claimed the outskirts, I believe. That you can build in all these different areas. Should I build right here where it's closest? I can just take the Thorn River right up. We'll call this for now, we'll call this Skirtdale? No, the outskirts. How about Wooddale? Because they're in the woods there. Alright. We're still stable. Let's enter Wooddale. Oh, I should have quick saved before doing this. I didn't know if I wanted to build here. You can't see what the area is going to look like until you start building. So let's get Bakken's workshop. Bakken's alchemical shop. +1 economy when adjacent to a tavern or longhouse. How much BP do we have? 80? Oh. Divine culture. We're at 0 BP, and the people don't like that. So we've got to go buy some BP from Hasuf. He sells building points. I apologize if it sounds like maybe with my mic it's omnidirectional, but if it sounds like I'm coming out of, I think I have it set to mono. Let me try it once again. Fixing my mic during the video, that looks kinda good.
I'll go ahead.
Alright, so I guess since we're extremely exhausted, we're gonna have to rest. Unrest. When your subjects are unhappy, they may become concerned or even start a riot. The unrest parameter reflects the level of stability of the community and state of your barony. It is stable by default, but your actions as well as independent events may affect it. There are 7 statuses of unrest your barony can have. If your kingdom prospers and your subjects are happy, your advisors will receive a bonus to the outcomes of events. If the kingdom's stability is low, advisors will find it hard to deal with problems and take advantage of opportunities. If the unrest parameter drops below crumbling, your barony will be destroyed. So because I have 0 BP, I want to see if maybe they got worried. And that's why that popped up. Because that would be... They are worried. No. What are they worried about? Alright, so I have to reload because I made a fatal error there. Never let your BP drop to 0 is the lesson I just learned. Because the reason they become worried is because you have no funds in the treasury. So what we have to do is by building
I need to catch my breath.
those things. Let's see, how much money do we have? 1,700, that's not going to be enough to... If there's no money in the treasury, the people become worried that the castle's going broke, the kingdom's going broke, so we're going to have to pawn some of these items here. I think the punching dagger can be safely pawned. I think the hide armor +2. Let me see, he's proficient with medium armor, but he doesn't have arcane armor training, so he would take a 20% failure. And he's got that woodlands aegis, so alright, let's just pawn that too. Chain shirt +1. Light armor, let's pawn it. Savage bow. It's a pretty nice bow. And the kukri +1. We'll pawn that too. A bit slowly because I'm fatigued. I could just rest right now. Because I didn't build the alchemical shop and stuff. So magical weapons are good to hoard in case you need to buy BP. I didn't realize it went down so fast. I thought I had some in the savings there. But it basically reflects that the people think your kingdom is going broke. And that will worry them.
We should gather
I should have rested first. I'm moving like a slug here. Completely exhausted, just dragging this stuff to the merchant. He's like, let me sleep. Oh. Oh my goodness. So tired. So tired. Alright, Asuf. Boink, 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 boink. Herb liquor, I don't know what that's for. Oh no, not the potato. Potato, very important indeed. Forgot to drop these pelts off. Alright, do we have any scrolls that are just not really worth carrying? I think I can safely sell the scroll of ear-piercing scream. Do we need 6 potions of vanish? So we'll get as much BP as we can, which is not much, it's expensive, 80 a point. 70? We'd give him 3,000, man, just for 70. Yikes. Why is it so expensive? Alright, 54 build points. For all that. Now I'll click rest. It shouldn't give me the unrest dialogue. I have to walk over to the store later and pick up some smokes. Better not give me unrest dialogue. Maybe they're worried I expanded too fast. No unrest dialogue. So just keep that BP in the plus, and all is good. So you don't want to build too quickly, because there are events that could drain your BP. Let's look at the event of the month. The locals are bored and don't know what to do with themselves. It's the perfect moment to hold a celebratory event, but what exactly? Bandits outrage. Several bandit encampments have emerged in the Gnarl Marches. They plunder the peasants, rob travelers and merchants, and even attack tax gatherers. These bandits need to be muzzled. See. This is not good. So what I should have done, and I apologize for loading a previous save here. Let's head back to Oleg's trading post. New events pop up at the beginning of the month, around the 4th to the 5th. So even though, did Bakken agree? Yep. Alright, so the only thing that, I should have just took all that stuff. I shouldn't have done, and I won't do from now on, is make a decision on sending people before the events come in around the 4th and the 5th. So I sent him immediately, kind of panicked, sent him to the troll sightings. Unrest. Is there already unrest? An artisan. Disaster. Alright, so here's the thing. I'm not going to settle for that because I got rightfully a successful roll the first time. So I'm not going to reload when there's disasters or failures. But in this case, the first time through I got a success. So that is going to... I'm not going to accept not getting a success just because I reloaded for a different reason. If you know what I'm saying. Not cheating, just... that was not fair. Still learning the ropes here. And once I do, I'll work with the consequences. So I should get a troubleshooter. Did I get a troubleshooter? Or was it another disaster? Failure. See, I shouldn't be getting a failure because I got a successful roll the first time. So stop playing the game. Use light weapons for 2-weapon fighting. They have lower penalties. So let's try this again. If that troubleshooter pops up.
I'm hungry. When we stop.
Then we'll be good.
Let us strike as one.
Enemy near.
Oh, she's firing off scorching rays. Don't do that.
We should gather our strength.
A couple bandits on the road. Now, what I don't understand sometimes in an RPG like this, why would a bandit, pair of bandits who clearly have no, they can see us that we're a party of 6, why would they attack? I guess there's no getting around that unless every encounter kind of had even odds. Like 6 versus 6, or maybe they thought maybe there was 5 of them. Troubleshooter. That is what I wanted to see. Alright, now we are slowed down our speed. We're exhausted. Let's see, we're moving slower. And this is not good. Evade. I'm gonna run into a troll or something. Alright, so our man Castile was successful. Alright, now let's check out his success. Maybe it was a critical success or a Yeah, we found an artisan. Success. Military +3. Excellent. So, shout out to Sir Yellow, who will be watching this episode sometime in the future. We only got up to episode 6 listed on YouTube so far, because I want to get a few viewers watching before I start getting into posting them daily. Got a watcher or two. Once people start finding the channel again. I put up a What Happened to Fluent RPG's channel, so maybe they'll find me that way. Alright, now
I'll go ahead.
we go and buy some building points. Or we just hold off on Bakken's laboratory for now. That might be better. But I'll pawn these items anyway. That's what I said I was going to do. Back to my tomato juice after another cup of coffee. Make sure I'm fully fueled up here. Still forgot to drop the hides off. I don't think we need 6 mage armors. Maybe for Tristan. I would like... He doesn't have it though. Jod would have it. Some potions of bark skin. Because I don't believe we have many. We'll be alright. Maybe. Let me get those building points. $69. Oh, now I can buy much more for some reason. What am I selling that I shouldn't be? The Savage Bow. We have no one that can use a longbow. It's +1 composite bow. Longbow grants its wielder the ability to cast Aspect of the Falcon spell 3 times per day for 1 minute each time. When the wielder assumes the Aspect of the Falcon, they gain a +3 competence bonus on perception skill checks, +1 competence bonus on attack rolls, and the critical multiplier for their bows and crossbows becomes 19 to 20 by 3. The effect is not stacked with any other effect that improves the critical range of a weapon. Well, it's a nice bow. Octavia can't use it. Can she? No. I mean, she could use it. Excuse me. Why would she want to? Same with Amiri. Janthal. We have slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning covered. Is this necessary? Probably sell the greatsword +1. It's better than her ginormous sword, but a sickle. Agile rapier, longsword +1, slashing and piercing and bludgeoning. Torch. Let's get 70 build points. Let's sell the savage bow. So let's at least find Wooddale. Maybe put a longhouse in, or a tavern. I think we should get something building there, and then head out to the South Gnarl Marches before the new events come in. And then when the new events come in, I can head back to the castle and check them. So I won't just pass time, because passing time is kind of a dangerous thing when trolls are spotted. Oh, because I'm bored and don't know what to do. Jihad is still busy with that. The bandits outrage. See, I think this is more important than the troll sightings. Oh man, tough decisions. Alright, so blah blah blah, so you don't hear my background noise. What is going on? What is going on? Alright, so should I found, what do I have? 182. This will take 50. Wooddale. And at least, even if I just put Bakken's alchemical shop here for now, can always build the longhouse later. Let's put tavern or longhouse. So let's just put Bakken's shop here. Get that going. I may have to skip one day because that ends at 2 days. No, I guess the new events came in. I have to make a decision though. And his mysterious weed ends in 7 days, so we can get back to that for the event of the month. They're attacking tax gatherers, which means, oh, it requires 7 days to solve. Boom. So in 7 days he'll still be able to go after the troll sightings. That's the mistake I made the first time. So I shall return in about 7 days. And 102 BP for Grand Villa. Chaotic Good Castle, which kind of chaotic, but it's kind of good. Now we head out searching for trolls. Fully rested. We'll hope that Octavia can procure that opportunity with traders from Absalom, bring some economy to the land. Alright, so I'll return around the 11th. So I have about a good week of adventuring to do. Take care of those troll sightings. The difficulty check's only 11, so that's sweet. I didn't go in any of these houses yet. There's loot in some of them. I should do that when I get back. I guess the people just think you're taking it for the better of the barony, which is true. Chair is squeaky. It's a couple years old now. I need a new one. Alright, so we quick save. Let us head out. Ruined Watchtower, a ford across the Skunk River. This is one of the few known fords across the Skunk River. Despite the shallow depth, the current is extremely powerful here. The cold stream seems intent on pulling the land from under one's feet, pulling someone underwater, even carrying their property away to the stony rapids downstream. Many travelers and traders have used this ford to cross the river, while just as many bandits have used it to set ambushes for their victims. That is our first destination. If you feel it's too dark in the dungeon, cast a light spell on one of your companions or break out the torches.
I'll go ahead.
Hey, you there! Quick, you've got to help us!
You cannot stand against me.
Kobolds are attacking. Quickly! Get them! Get the nasty kobolds. Should be able to handle them without much effort. Hopefully. Amateurs, says the little gnome. Quick, you've got to help us. Bunch more kobolds. Tartuk. So, the gnome invites some of his friends. Stupid, slow, sluggish gnome. Gnome. Stupid. There's a purple kobold on the riverbank who looks just like your old acquaintance Tartuccio. Kobolds want this cart. Kobolds shall have it. The horse skull hides most of the kobold's face, but you see his vicious eyes glinting through the empty sockets staring at you. By orders of myself, the glorious King Tartuk. Alter ego of the gnome Tartuccio. Until recently you thought you'd killed him. The kobold pounds his chest with his fist. Tartuk, King! The head of the gnome expedition wipes his brow and glares at the kobold. This bastard was the one talking our ears off while the rest of them were trying to steal our cart. King Tartuk. The gnome looks at you and winks. What do you say to a bit of regicide? Tartuccio, I recognize you. What is this new disguise, and why are you not dead? How dare you speak like that to the king? Kobolds, attack! Shirdaz! Shirdaz! Shirdaz!
Scared? You should be.
Get them. Blessed or hasted. Oh no. Oh, you took a fatal wound already, bro? That's gonna put a hamper in our plans. I should have been more... Go get them. been more careful, not sent a Sirius right in. I didn't think kobolds would be much of a challenge. See you soon enough. This is not over. Can't believe you got a death blow already. My cart, it's sinking. Save the cart from the river. Alright, so we don't have Lindsay to inspire skill checks, but does anyone... Hold it at once. Hoils, it's heavy. Do we have anyone...
Share your troubles.
That can bless us with skill checks? Yes. Blessing of the Faithful. So I think... I don't know what to expect here, so let's just quick save and try to save the cart. While the gnomes were busy fighting the kobolds, furiously cursing and diligently punching their unwelcome guests right in their dragonish snouts, the cart was all but forgotten. The unwitting cause of the fight, it was being dragged away by the scared ponies when it slid down the ford, sinking all the way up the coachman's seat in the river. This was where the Skunk River flows into Tuskwater and the current becomes excessively spiteful, cold, stubborn, and turbulent. Having taken hold of the gnome's cart, the Skunk River must have decided to drag it down amid all the commotion, but it was caught in the act. Among the few speedy rivers flowing through the Gnarl Marches lowlands, the Skunk River is the fastest. Along its stream are multiple rapids and riffles, each just waiting to catch a traveler, or even a whole cart along one of its few river fords. The river received its name from the rather unpleasant smell of its waters, which only kobolds, mites, trolls, and boggards seem to find tolerable to drink. The smell comes from the several sulfur-rich springs that feed into the Skunk River from beneath the Gnarl Marches. I knew a creek like that. With the sulfur deposits. Tuskwater, a brown rocky lake with numerous gullies and pits of standing water that explode the local population of mosquitoes, sturges, and assassin pines. At its depths, the Tuskwater is bountiful, roiling with pike, long-nosed gar, bluegill, and fanged eels. The eels in particular are heavily valued, considered a rare delicacy on the tables of New Stettin and Greater Brevoy, and the fishermen who plumb the depths of the lake are slow to give up the secrets of avoiding their vicious bites and grasping their slippery skins. That's the water that our kingdom is settled on. The surviving gnomes, led by the head of the gnome expedition, an extremely loud and crabby fellow, but not without some managerial talent, were able to catch the cart before it floated away. Faces red and grunting from the strain, they struggled to keep it from drowning entirely. Just then a package fell into the water. With a heartbreaking splash, it vanished beneath the current, only to resurface 10 meters down the river. "No!" the head of the gnome expedition moaned as he glowered at the package. "That was Alchemy and Life, the latest issue!" After plunging into the cold river, the ponies immediately lost their nerve. Swiveling their ears and twitching, they tried to chew through the reins and throw off the load. "Why are you just standing around? Go on, help them!" The head of the gnome expedition was visibly dissatisfied as he shouted. One of us tried to jump onto the cart to untie the ponies while still standing in the water. Oh boy. Gathering our strength, we began pulling the cart from the river. Octavia nimbly climbed onto the roof of the cart and carefully crawled toward the ponies hitched up at the riverbank. She failed the lore nature check. The ponies twitched and neighed nervously, making the process of freeing from the cart even more difficult. Once the job was done, since they were finally free, they ran off into the nearby forest. At the head of the gnome expedition burst into another round of swearing. Gathering our strength, we began pulling the cart from the river. Wait a minute. I'm not doing this just because I failed the check, but she had 0 lore nature, so she needed both of them. Alright, so let's just see what happens. Amiri tripped on the edge of the cart and fell awkwardly on the roof, startling the already frightened ponies even more. The ponies seemed to be relieved to feel a firm hand holding the reins again. They calmed down at once and allowed themselves to be unhitched. In just a few moments they were standing back at the ford, ready to pull the cart from the river. We left the cart alone for a moment, hoping to find something helpful nearby. Don't let the current drag it under. Can the ponies help us? Hells, it's heavy. Is there something up here we can find? Hold on to that cart. I'm looking around. There's a few more ponies. A pair of scared ponies stand before you. They don't run away, but they snort loudly and neigh as you approach. These are most likely the spare pair of ponies the gnome's expedition used to pull their cart. When the kobolds attacked, they weren't tied to the cart, so they just pulled themselves free and fled into the forest. Hey, these are my ponies, stupid animals. Why did you flee the camp? The gnome glares at the ponies, who seem unperturbed. On the other hand, if you were smart, I suppose you'd want me to pay for your services. I guess it's all in our best interest that you stay stupid. Let's try to calm the ponies. Succeeded. Soothed by your Amiri's voice, the ponies let you touch them and stroke their manes. You decide to lead them to the river to help drag the gnome's cart out. Excellent. I've never done this before. Alright, so... Pony. Do I talk to you now? I talk to this pony. No? I don't talk to any ponies? Do we just...
We should prepare.
Is this pony in an unreachable area? Okay, so if we gather our strength, let me quick save. I just want to make sure I don't mess this up. If we gather our strength, which actually we should be healing, or whatever, just gather our strength. We began pulling the cart from the river. If you're certain you're ready, then let's do it, but be careful. Imagine the cart's full of gold or ale or some other thing you couldn't bear to lose. Valerie frowned. Better you should trust in our dignity than our greed, Sir Gnome. The gnome rolls his eyes. For God's sake, whatever. Just pull the cart. We tried to pull the cart out. The cart creaked and cracked, sounding as though it were sobbing. The boards strained against the combined stress of the rushing water's pull against everyone trying to pull the cart ashore. Unfortunately for the cart, both sides were of equal strength. Something had to be done or the poor cart would be torn to pieces. Why would Assyrius do the lore nature check? The exhausted ponies had worked themselves into a lather, foam covered the bits of their teeth. Well, I think we have no choice. Everyone was soaking wet, freezing, and exhausted. The group's initial enthusiasm had all but vanished. They glared at the cart scornfully, ready to give up and forget about it like it was all a bad dream. The Baron decided it was time to raise everyone's spirits, be it with a smile, a noble order, some shouting, or even a good round of swearing. Failed. Now wait a minute here. How do I use these ponies? I've got the extra ponies right here to pull the cart out. We calm them. Why can't I use them? This one seems like you can talk to it, but it's not letting me do anything. Oh, and I didn't select the whole group. Right? No, why is Assyrius doing these checks? The Baron tried to calm and reassure them. There's no way we're gonna get this. Oh, we succeeded. After everyone struggled for a while, the cart finally made it out of the muddy riverbed and rolled back onto the rocky ground of the waiting ford, prompting some seemingly indignant sloshes and squelches as the river released its trophy and rushed along in search of easier prey. Losing no time, the head of the gnome expedition jumped inside. For a good while, rattling and swearing were all that could be heard from the cart until the gnome's face finally reappeared from under the rooftop, seemingly satisfied. Almost everything's still in place, he announced cheerfully, jumping from the cart. It's all wet and crumpled, but at least nothing's missing. Thank you, travelers. If not for your help, guided by my keen supervision, of course, I'd have had to say goodbye to all my possessions. So that was weird. Come here, my valiant savior. Let me have a word with you. I don't know why we couldn't use those extra ponies. That was a bug or something. The gnome that stands before you wears... Oh, probably because I had Amiri do the mobility check before going up to see if there was something that could help us. The gnome that stands before you wears dirty and ragged clothes. They used to look stylish and wealthy long ago, but those times are long gone. His black hair is matted, a deep fresh scratch crosses his cheek. Despite of this rather pathetic look, the gnome behaves with inner dignity and even manages to maintain a superior manner. So what I should have done is looked for something to help before trying to jump on the pony's back and free them. So wait a minute. Now, I'm going to live with my choices and consequences, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how this works. So, okay, the ponies are still in the water. Okay, so let's now go try to find these ponies. That's what we should have done from the beginning. Amiri can calm the ponies. Failed. Oh my gosh. Now we already succeeded, so I'm just going to reload until I succeed again. But I want to figure out how these events actually work. Because if you just rush in without thinking, you know, you can see how you can easily screw up. So I just want to kind of get the hang of this. Succeeded. Okay. Now, because I took my time and looked around first, I should be able to use these ponies. Let's see if Aetherius can talk to this pony now. No, but I bet the options have changed here. Huh, now that time it just went under. We didn't get an option for a skill check. And it still said nothing about the ponies we rescued. So I guess first now we have to untie the ponies. Alright, that's good. Now calm and tied securely to the cart, the ponies neighed quietly, awaiting the order to begin pulling the cart from the river. Okay. And we're back to this again. Succeeded. Alright. That might be a bug with that encounter, I don't know. Let's talk to Jubilost here.
Jubilost Nartropple, at your grace's service. Your help with these kobolds and my almost drowned cart was timely indeed. By the way, it's a shame no one organized a greeting party when such a famous and popular person as myself arrived to your capital. I wasn't expecting a red carpet covered with rose petals, but you could at least have sent ahead some delegation. Oh, at least some of my servants are still alive. Do you know how much it costs to train a proper servant?
Jubilost jabbers too fast, never stopping even to take a breath. You can see he's piled up some emotions and needs to get them out of his system.
Sounds like your servants are nothing but tools to you. Truly, with masters like that, being a servant is not much of an improvement over being a slave.
Octavia glowers at the gnome.
What's this then? Run along, little girl, the grown-ups are talking.
The gnome sizes Octavia up from under his glasses and snorts, rolling his eyes.
So, you're not only arrogant, but a boorish swine as well. Why am I not surprised at all?
Jubilost only clears his throat, paying no attention to the fuming mage.
Also, while I'm on that, I'd like to make an official announcement. The roads in your barony are in terrible condition. People must search for wading fords to cross the rivers because no one had bothered themselves with building bridges, and honest travelers have to take the risk of being attacked by kobolds at any moment. So, how did you say your barony was called? Whatever, never mind. When I draw the map of these lands, I will call them Maybe Local Baron Will Help. I guess it's a fitting name.
The gnome falls silent at last. He just watches you with his shifty eyes, opening and closing his mouth as if he wants to say something more but hasn't come up with anything yet.
You think too highly of yourself, Sir Gnome. Behave with some dignity while you're on these lands.
Oh, I see. The very spirit of knighthood embodied. So, what do you propose me to do, Sir Knight? Should I lie?
Jubilost's eyes Valerie up and down.
By no means. But you shall not be so blunt. I bid you to express your opinion in a more courteous form.
Valerie blushes but still tries to argue.
Your problem, Sir Knight, is that you worry too much about form and appearance. Unsurprisingly so, considering your pretty face. As for me, I worry solely about the content.
Valerie blushes even more and turns away. It seems that the gnome has stepped on her toes. How do you know I'm a baron?
I've already told you I visited your capital some time ago. Weren't you listening to me? And I'm used to being greeted by officials when I arrive to settlements of at least some importance. The glory of myself and my exploits usually precedes me, and officials usually prefer to be on good terms with me.
I didn't know you'd come.
Yes, you're right. I should have remembered that your lands are in the middle of nowhere, and you don't get updates on important things in time.
Jubilost thinks this over, tilting his head. Looks like this thought never occurred to him. So what happened here? How did your cart end up in the river?
My party and I set up camp at the bank of this river. We'd just finished kindling the fire when that purple bastard appeared.
Scratches his chin.
You know what he told me? He introduced himself as the king of the kobolds and told me he needed our clothes because he wanted to dress his subjects properly, you see, as long as they've established the kingdom of their own. That's literally what he said. I wonder, where did he learn the words? Obviously, I told him to buzz off. Some kobold wants to strut around wearing the clothes of the great cartographer Jubilost Nartropple. No way.
His face gets red in resentment.
So I've been explaining my position to him, being rather eloquent too, suggesting he and his so-called kingdom might as well fall into the deepest sinkhole. In the meantime, I've noticed that kobolds have already started to untie my cart. Well, I called my men to keep the cart safe. They couldn't guess what to do on their own, just stood there with their mouths ajar. Then things heated up as the fighting started, and while we were fighting, the ponies dragged the cart to the river. Ah, stupid animals.
I don't like your manner of speaking, gnome.
So what? I don't like a lot of things. You know what I do when I don't like something? I try to change it. For example, I don't like your barony's roads, so I've reported to the authorities about it, namely, you. And as for you, instead of pouting, you better get down to business and try to resolve the trouble.
Presses his fists against his hips.
I can see it's your first encounter with the freedom of speech. Just do what you consider right, and let others discuss it. You know, not everyone gets a chance to become a baron, so discussing a baron's actions is actually all the unlucky ones can do.
Seeing the spectrums of emotions changing on your face, the gnome softens up a bit. Actually, I don't mind the freedom of speech.
Wow, a baron supporting freedom of speech. Well, that's news. Remains to be seen what you'll say after reading my article.
You said you were famous, but I don't know you. What are you famous for?
That was either a stupid and offensive joke or a case of total ignorance. The latter, I hope. I'm famous as a traveler, a cartographer, an alchemist, and a journalist. The students of all the major universities study the world using my maps. My articles for different journals are well known everywhere, from Andorran to Brevoy. You've definitely read some issues of National Alchemy, haven't you?
He pouches his lips.
Culinary Almanac of the Inner Sea?
Do we know what the Inner Sea is again? One of the most heavily traveled and populated bodies of water in Galarian, formed when the sky fell during Earthfall, reshaping the face of the planet. The Inner Sea rests between Avestan and Garoon. Before Earthfall, the two continents had been joined by excuse me, by a wide land bridge. The impact collapsed the connection, allowing water from the Arcadian Ocean to flow in. So I think Garoon is to the east. So the Inner Sea must be to the east, I believe.
Or the most scandalous one, the Independence, describing benefits and drawbacks of governments and regimes in different states.
BRB. Alright, so I'm back. I've made a decision. I think I'm going to turn off Death's Door. This is what I'm going to do. Because it seems like it's a little too easy to not lose any characters in battle. So I'm going to head back to the capital. I'm going to cure a series of Death's Door by resting there, and then I'm turning it off to make it more challenging so characters can actually die. In the meantime, let's continue our conversation with Jubilost.
Didn't read any of these. Oh, well, don't answer that. I don't want to spoil my impression of your barony. It's spoiled enough already. It would be hard for me to write at least something positive otherwise.
Let me turn my volume up a little bit. I have my air conditioner on now. So what is such a famous person doing that far from civilization?
I pursued two objectives. The first is to write an article on this new barony of yours for the Independence. The second is to draw a detailed map of the stolen lands. Before this barony appeared, it had been too dangerous to come here, but now an opportunity has appeared. Thanks to you, I must add. So, as you can see, the freedom of speech sometimes grants positive comments too.
It does.
Anyway, I'm almost done with this journey. My article is practically ready, so is the map. All that's left to do now is to find an old dwarven outpost established here several centuries ago.
What is this dwarven outpost you're searching for?
Your ignorance is stunning. You create a barony and still you know nothing about the lands you own. I'll have to enlighten you on the subject. You see, long ago there was a dwarven trade route crossing these lands. It connected Five Kings Mountains and the north. The route was so important to the dwarves that they were generous enough to set a number of outposts along it, manned with armed guardians to provide protection for the traders. One of these outposts must be somewhere nearby, lost and completely forsaken, but nothing can avoid the watchful eye of the great cartographer Jubilost Nartruple. I will find this outpost, and I will mark its location on the map. You can trust me on that.
Jubilost thrusts out his chest. Tell me, is this old dwarven outpost abandoned? Is it possible it's now used by trolls as a lair, for instance?
Why not? Dwarves like being underground, trolls like being underground too. It's quite possible after dwarves left, their warm and cozy place fell into the hands of less attractive creatures.
I'm looking for the troll's lair. Maybe we're looking for the same place. Let's join efforts and start looking together.
Well, you proved to be a capable companion in a case of emergency. I guess I can entrust you with covering my back. Let's go. I will send someone for my cart later.
So we've got a new character, Jubilost Northropple, renowned explorer. So Octavia would be the one to go, but I'm going to go do my Death's Door business here. Is there a map exit up here? I hope so. So I'm going to just cure him of Death's Door, and then I'm turning it off so characters can just die naturally because... Oh, ferocious wolf. A couple of them.
I'm not afraid.
Hold position. And attack.
Tear them apart!
Oh no. Alpha wolf, not good.
This won't kill me.
Rage, Mary. Rage. And you... use your justice. And you... heal living. Quickly now. Quickly now, heal the living. Nice. Didn't damage her because he's got that special ability. How about you cure moderate wounds on Amiri? Did it work?
I'm alright. I'll survive. I always survive.
Alright, attack Valerie, that's fine. Altharius, get up there and attack. Thank you. That wolf was right on top of us. Let's get some of those sneak attacks. I call them Altharius. Serious. Yikes. Mary failed her nature checks. Another ring of protection, it looks like. Very cool little hidden nook up here.
I'll go ahead.
Jathal, you spot anything interesting? Maybe over here? So I know I'm wasting some time by doing this, but I want the game to be more challenging. Kobold sentinels and wolves. You heal the living a bit more. You inflict moderate wounds on yourself.
How may I help?
Request.
Do it again.
Tashani Sabitu.
Blood for Goro!
No Alpha Wolf here.
Unworthy.
Blood for Gorum. Oh! Serious damage is 26 with a critical hit. Sneak attack. That's more like it. There we go. Get some wolf pelts and some meat. Didn't get to loot the Kobold Sentinels. Ooh, he was rich Kobold. Some fowl, some gold coins, and a gout ragout. Excellent.
This requires your attention.
Good job, Jaythal. Something buried here. It's a Torag's pendant, a memento from times long past. Give that to our storyteller. Pretty cool. They took this map and added some things off to the side. I wonder if there's anything down here. Probably. So Jubilost is looking for... I think I'm going to have to get rid of Octavia. He's looking for a Dwarven outpost. Somewhere around here. We're searching for trolls. Dwarven outpost could possibly be a troll's lair. We don't know. Kobold Sentinel.
Enemy near.
Whoa, what happened? Kobold Boomsayer. I was not expecting that. Go charge him. And Amiri charge him.
Forwards!
Mary, just drink a potion, please. Get the Boomsayer, y'all. What happened to her? Charge. Is she doing that? There we go. There we go. Worry about the Boomsayers. Little Kobold camp over here. Most excellent. We can loot these guys once we leave the map, but... Eagle's Splendor, +4 bonus to Charisma. Bards, Paladins, and Sorcerers affected by the spell do not gain additional bonus spells, but the save's DCs for spells do increase, so that's excellent. This must be the Boomsayer stash. Oh, a sigh. It's exotic though. What's going on here? Mouth-watering broth is simmering in the pot. Kobolds' corpses are badly burned by acid and alchemical fire. That's interesting. Gnomes fought fiercely, but eventually they were outnumbered. Oh, this is where they were camped. The camp looks hospitable. Its owners must be somewhere nearby. This is where the gnomes were camped. Oh, hello. And hello there. A crowbar. Oh, we probably could have used that too. I've never found this, by the way. Oh, look at this. Cooking Almanac of the Inner Sea. We read that at the beginning of the game. That's worth 10. Fighting the Bleaching Practical Guidance. Soot blackened brand. This once belonged to an ancient dwarf. An onion. There's some rope. I've never found this. I never thought to look to the sides of the map. Wow, a huge haul here. We needed nuts. Never thought to look. I thought this was just a little encounter map with Jubilost, but it appears to be more of that. So we're gonna travel with Jubilost, just not yet. Oh, there's got to be stuff over here. Wonder if there's an alpha wolf. Didn't I see something up here? No.
Tread lightly. I shall end this suffering.
Justice!
Aim carefully.
Oh no, Jathal's gonna die.
Assist
She got
me
tripped.
or lose me.
Trying.
Consider me provoked.
This can't be over.
Come on. They're just ferocious wolves. Oh, Valerie deals 12 damage with a critical. Not the strongest crit I've ever seen, but we'll take it. Got some cool stuff. Oh, is this a dead kobold? Jasper, excellent. That's what the kobolds get for going off the trail. See, that doesn't damage her.
Learn how to use it first.
I could even damage the undead and heal her with that.
State your desire.
But we're heading back to the capital anyway. Wonder what happens if I turn off Death's Door while someone is at Death's Door. Wow, this map is pretty big. Shrooms.
Let us be careful.
Not of the hallucinogenic or curative, seemingly opioid kind that the kobolds and Bakken are fond of. What is this? Just a mess.
Curious.
Indeed curious. Well done, Jathal. Something buried there. Shard of Knight's Bracer. This item bears a trace of lost power. Seems you found a destroyed artifact. So I didn't find these last time. I think that would pretty much complete this map. Unless there's something... Oh, we can't really go downriver. Alright. Wouldn't want to turn Death's Door off and just have him die, although that probably should be what we should do. Well, let's quick save. And then turn off Death's Door and see what happens. Now we're back on challenging mode. Alright, so let's just head back to the capital. We're wasting some time, which is not a good idea. Kobold sniper with a masterwork crossbow. Well, Tartuk is paying his kobolds well. Poor gnome guards. Jubilost had him in scale mail. Tristan. It's kind of a hard name to pronounce. Tristan. Tristan. Alright, well, we're right here. It's just going to take 5 hours. Something happened in the kingdom, and I don't think it was positive. I think she failed her. Oh no, an advisor. Oh. Jubilost. The treasurer's duty is to keep the coffers of the barony full and ensure any gold spent is spent wisely. Jubilost aims to cut expenses and spend diligently, and he's sure to let everyone know it too. Excellent. We have now 5 advisors. We'll see if there's anything we can take care of here. Yeah, it feels kind of cheap with Death's Door. My idea was, okay, Death's Door, you're not always going to be able to head back to the capital, so say you're in a dungeon and your character or two is at Death's Door and you're way far away from the capital, like then it would be interesting. But it also kind of leads to some situations like, I mean, you are wasting time heading back, so I don't know, man. I'm kind of conflicted about it. Really. So let's quick save and I guess we'll rest, get rid of Death's Door. And then a character can die if they take a nasty critical hit. We're on true challenging mode now. No longer will we use Death's Door, so it goes to challenging. And it's better that way, I think. We'll have to actually raise the dead and stuff like that.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
Nothing. Let's see what we can do here. If anything, I was going to return the 11th. Let's see if there's any events. Nope. Oh, we could. The Lord Mayor of Restov offered 500 BP in financial assistance in exchange for your promise to work exclusively with Restov's Builders Guild. It's a generous offer, but who knows what consequences this will have for the barony. Jubilost gets +6. Wait, is this project going to start immediately? I don't need... Let me just quick save. I don't want to pass 7 days in a row here. Perfect. That ends in 7 days, so we'll return around the 11th. How much BP do we have? 102, pretty nice. I don't know what Jubilost is going to discuss there. We'll have 7 days to do it. And this is where you should be able to go back to the map from here. But yeah, I'm a little bit torn about Death's Door, because let's say I'm miles away from the capital. I don't want to waste the time heading back and resting because of the time limits. 2 of my characters are at Death's Door, and I'm halfway through a dungeon or something. So that would lead to an intense situation where characters can die. On the other hand, here's a situation where I just fought those kobolds and boom, Lotharius would be dead. But you could say it was my own fault for overestimating the kobolds. Underestimating them, I should say. Even though I saw Tartu cast a spell on them, which would seem to be haste, I just ran in there with my own haste. Foolhardy. And I still forgot to drop the pelts off, but let's sell him some stuff. Cooking Almanac. Let's see, we got another Ring of Protection +1. Psi +1. 20x2 exotic. It's a close-up piercing weapon. Crowbar, large and sturdy iron bar. It would not make for a proper weapon, but it could certainly be used in a journey. Galt Ragu. Jasper. Pearls. Moonstone. Soot blackened brand. Tenderloin. Do I need anything? We've got 4 moderate, 3 cure light, a couple cure light. We've got Tristan in the party, so I'd say we should be alright if we pay attention closely. Now Jubilost. His quick and curious mind led Jubilost to the Stolen Lands. He wanted to witness with his own eyes how our new nation flourishes, and left Absalom itself to do so. Renowned explorer, famous author, and all-around extraordinary person, Jubilost Narthropple has one other special talent. He can infuriate practically anyone he speaks with. Good knowledge of the world, good stealth, trickery, use magic device, perception. He's an alchemist. Pretty decent attack bonus for a ranged character. Proficient with light armor, simple, can throw anything. Receive a +1 circumstance bonus on attack rolls made with thrown splash weapons. +1 bonus on attack and damage with ranged weapons up to 30 feet. Oh, even engaged in melee, he won't take a -4 penalty on the attack roll. Add +2 to the difficulty check for all saving throws against your bombs. Wow, he's got a lot to look at, so let's start. He's got an acid bomb. When the alchemist creates a bomb, he can choose to have inflict acid damage. Creatures that take a direct hit from an acid bomb take an additional 1d6 points of acid damage. 1 round later. When the alchemist throws a bomb, it doesn't affect allies. Nice. Second level poison resistance, +2 bonus on all saving throws against poison. At second level, and then again every 2 levels thereafter, an alchemist makes an incredible alchemical discovery. Unless otherwise noted, an alchemist cannot select an individual discovery more than once. Some discoveries can only be made if the alchemist has met certain prerequisites first, such as uncovering other discoveries. Only one such discovery can be applied to an individual bomb. The difficulty check of any saving throw called for by discovery is equal to 10 plus half the alchemist level, plus the alchemist intelligence modifier. Mutagen. At first level, an alchemist discovers how to create a mutagen that he can imbibe in order to heighten his physical prowess at the cost of his personality. It's a standard action to drink a mutagen. Upon being imbibed, the mutagen causes the alchemist to grow bulkier and more bestial, granting a +2 natural armor bonus and +4 alchemical bonus to the selected ability score for 10 minutes per alchemist level. Wow. In addition, while the mutagen is in effect, the alchemist takes a -2 to one of his mental ability scores. If the mutagen enhances his strength, it applies a penalty to his intelligence. If it enhances his dexterity, it applies a penalty to his wisdom. If it enhances his constitution, it applies a penalty to his charisma. So we'd like to increase his dexterity, but he'll lose wisdom. In addition to magical extracts, alchemists are adept at swiftly mixing various volatile chemicals and infusing them with their magical reserves to create powerful bombs they can hurl at their enemies. An alchemist can use a number of bombs each day equal to his class level plus intelligence modifier. Thrown bombs have a range of 30 feet and use the throw splash weapon special attack. Bombs are considered weapons and can be selected using feats such as point blank shot and weapon focus. On a direct hit, an alchemist bomb inflicts 1d6 points of fire plus additional damage equal to the alchemist intelligence modifier. The damage of an alchemist bomb is increased by 1d6 at every odd number alchemist level, so he's doing 3d6. Splash damage from an alchemist bomb is always equal to the bomb's minimum damage, so if the bomb would deal 2d6 plus 4, on a direct hit its splash damage would be 6 points of fire damage. Those caught in the splash damage can attempt a reflex save for half damage. The DC of this save is equal to 10, plus half the alchemist level, plus the intelligence modifier. Proficient with all simple weapons and bombs. Proficient with light armor, but not with shields. He's a gnome. Gnomes trace their lineage back to the mysterious realm of the Fae, a place where colors are brighter, the wildlands wilder, and emotions more primal. Unknown forces drove the ancient gnomes from that realm long ago, forcing them to seek refuge in this world. Despite this, the gnomes have never completely abandoned their Fae roots or adapted to mortal culture. As a result, gnomes are widely regarded by the other races as alien and strange. Gnomes are one of the smallest common races, generally standing just over 3 feet in height. Their hair tends toward vibrant colors such as the fiery orange of autumn leaves, the verdant green of forests at springtime, or the deep reds and purples of wildflowers in bloom. Similarly, their flesh tones range from earthy browns to floral pinks, frequently with little regard for heredity. Gnomes possess highly mutable facial characteristics, and many have overly large mouth and eyes, an effect which can be both disturbing and stunning depending on the individual. We'll get him fighting defensively. Alchemist Bomb. We know about this. Acid Bomb Mutagen, so he can mutagen his strength for 10 minutes per level. Plus 4 alchemical bonus to strength and plus 2 to natural armor. Do it for dexterity, constitution. He can demoralize, but I'm guessing he doesn't have much charisma. Great intelligence, decent dexterity. He has the keen senses, plus 2 on perception checks. Hatred of reptilian humanoids. Gnomes receive a plus 1 bonus on attack rolls against humanoid creatures of the reptilian and goblinoid subtypes, because of their special training against these hated foes. Dwarves gain a plus 4, well, gnomes gain a plus 4 dodge bonus to AC against monsters of the giant subtype. Gnomes gain a plus 2 racial saving throw bonus against illusion spells and effects. Gnomes add a plus 1 to the DC of any saving throws against illusion spells that they cast. So he can be an illusionist. Gnomes receive a plus 2 bonus on knowledge world checks because he's obsessive, and they have a base speed of 20 feet. It says 1d6. Shouldn't that be 3d6? And he is chaotic neutral. A nut, in other words. Alright, Jubilos Northropple. Octavia. You have to sit this one out for a bit. As much as it pains me to say that. We're gonna need 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 that. Oh, who's gonna be our mobility checker? If not for Octavia. Jubilost? And trickery. We're gonna be lacking trickery if we get rid of Octavia. And mobility. Jubilost. Can we do without a Sirius? I don't think we can do without Octavia right now. Jayethal and Amiri work so good as a team. I think Jayethal might have to sit this one out. But I'm going to end this episode here. It's been pretty long, I think, if I recall correctly, before I got back. In the next episode, we'll set up a new party formation, and we'll go from there. It will involve Octavia, Tristan, Jubilost, Valerie for sure, Asirius and either Amiri or Jaethal. We'll figure that out next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I will see you then. Peace out, everybody. One love.